We human people are so fallen, and we've been so fallen for so long that we actually think that we are the measure of what it means to be human. It's striking. We say things like to err is human. And we unwittingly then begin to define humanity in terms of that fallenness, in terms of its brokenness, in terms of its incompleteness. But if you define humanity like that, what do you do with Jesus? What do you do with Jesus who takes upon himself our humanity, yet, as the Bible tells us, is without sin, who does not err? You see, what we get in Jesus and why it's necessary that he become human, what we see in him is true humanity. What we see in Jesus in his incarnation, his earthly life and ministry, is what humanity was meant to be, what humanity was supposed to be, what Adam was created to be, but ruined in his sin and his fall. So as Romans 5 teaches, the first man, Adam, sins, and in his sin, death enters the world. But here comes a second Adam, a true Adam, Christ, who's truly man. And what he does in his humanity is nothing short of remarkable. Because in his humanity, he offers to God everything that we owe God. So in his humanity, in his perfect obedience to God's commands, he offers to God the obedience that actually we refuse to give him and could not give him because of our fallen, sinful nature. And so it's absolutely essential that we see in Christ his perfect righteousness, because he's supplying that righteousness on our behalf. All the righteousness we will ever need is in the Son of God, who took upon himself our flesh, our likeness, our human nature. But not only does he positively supply the righteousness, but on the cross, there our Savior dies. And he pays now the penalty that humanity owed. He dies in our place. We owe God not only righteousness, but now because we didn't supply that righteousness, we owe God our lives, our death, our blood. And Christ takes our place. And he supplies to God the sacrifice in our behalf that satisfies God's demands for righteousness and his righteous determination to punish sin. And so in order to be for us a perfect high priest, in order to be for us a perfect offering, he had to be one with us. He had to take upon himself our nature, and in that nature demonstrate what humanity is, what it was meant to be: righteous before God, obedient to God, worshiping God in all things, loving him fully. And he also demonstrates what humanity owes, and when he pays the penalty on Calvary's cross for our sin. And so to be that high priest, a perfect high priest, who also now sympathizes with us, knows our suffering, knows our failures, knows our troubles, knows it intimately because he experienced it in our flesh. He's one who is able now to look to humanity with sympathy and to represent humanity to God with perfection. And so it was necessary that he be made like us in every way.